Hey, what's up, everybody? There's a Papi Chulo Dungeon Master here, and today we're going to talk about villains. Not random encounters, villains. And what makes a good villain? A good villain could save your game. A good villain could make your game into a simple game, to a game that everybody talks about because it's the villain that is making your game. Sometimes that happens that way. You could have months and months in planning a good storyline, and the villain end up stealing the sunshine of your module because they end up liking the villain more than your storyline. And sometimes it just ends up that way. So a good villain is different types of good villains. You have villains that want to control the world. You have villains that just want to control the city. A villain just wants to control the town. Those things sounds the same, but they different in different category of level of power. The guy who wants to control the world should be way more powerful than somebody who wants to control a town. Now, sometimes you could switch it around just for storyline purposes, and it could be a villain that wants to control a particular family. You can have politics in play, a relic or rune weapon, something that the villain just wants, land, property. Those are good types of games as well. That just require a little bit more role playing, and I do enjoy role playing, but role playing can destroy the game if you role playing for nothing. I can't stand waste of time role playing. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about villains. That's another show. So a villain should be more powerful than one particular character, but not more powerful than the whole group. That makes the group act like a team to go against the villain. That makes more sense, and trust me, that's how it should be. All villains should have henchmen. Henchmen should not be more powerful than the playing characters. If they are, it should be like 3 henchmen to 1 playing character. And that should be the level of balance and power. And then the leader of the henchmen shouldn't be more powerful than the character. He should be just a nice character. Remember, sometimes the most dangerous encounter is a playing character that Dungeon Master have made. Now you can make a lot of the same way that players in my game can make unique characters. I can make unique monsters with these books, like Ultimate Feats. Then you have Ultimate Equipment Guide, and a lot of cool equipment there. New different type of weapons. Like another book of feats. The Mercenary book have other prestige classes and other more feats, and I do have the basic Dungeons and Dragons books and everything else, only for 3.5. Now you could say, "Oh, these books are not Dungeons and Dragons." Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Just because they don't have the title of Dungeons and Dragons, they are Dungeons and Dragons because the people that created them for that same reason, to combine them to the books that we have. Secondly, particular villains should have a little flavor in them to add color to your game. Another type of villain you can have, besides being a powerful villain, the villain could be more powerful than the group financially. One of the best villains that I love to use, is a little weasel, a little mother effer, but with a lot of influence, a lot of opportunities because he has a lot of money, a tremendous amount of resources. And that could be like a little monster, little weasel character like Game of Thrones, King Joffrey. Hands down, no one have made anything better than a little piece of grud with tremendous resources and people to have his back, and powerful fighters and powerful wizards and henchmen and stuff like that. That makes a good villain too. And that makes the game real more interesting because it's hard to reach them because it's henchmen. And you can play that in different ways. You can have the henchmen hate each other. And by the henchmen hating each other, you can use that storyline to help you get the main villain. But those are just storylines. I'm not here to talk about storylines because I'm pretty sure you go to other people's YouTube page and know storylines all day. I just want to give you one of my villains that I have created. And you could use it in your game. So imagine this. Use Ethan from Monster Manual 1. And if you have the book, and I have it behind me somewhere, is they teach you how to make monsters into characters. So, and Ethan have two heads. So this particular monster with two heads, he was two fighters into one. Alright, use your imagination. But the rules are you don't have double the hit points. You don't have double the skills. But you do have the amount of feats of two characters have because you got two heads. So I just made him into a 6th level fighter, a 6th level fighter. And he had a couple of feats, a lot of feats. And one weapon, the technique I was using was he had a chain that had a hook. So when he used to hook people with his chain, he would drag you to him. As he's dragging you to him, he gets an attack of opportunity because you're in his threat range. And then he could attack again after you're there and you roll a niche. That method of attacking destroyed the team, basically. But the lesson was they could not beat him one-on-one. But when they jumped him as a team, they won. You know, so they did kill that monster. And I didn't know what to name him. Let's just call him, grab him and slash him. You know, it could be an axe, it could be a hammer. But he should have a weapon and then a chain with a hook. And then you use the skills, everything is out there. I gave him improved grab. It's because he's large. Make the chain unique. Then when he grabs you, the strength is equal to his strength. So it's hard to escape. And he almost killed the whole group. And let's not forget, Ethan has a lot of pluses to spot and listen. They can't get surprised. Give him a couple of feats. Have a wizard casting spells on him. Because in that game, the wizard was the main villain. And then Ethan was his henchman. And then I had little goblins, you know, as little henchmen. So there was an Ethan, goblin, that special Ethan, the two-headed fighter Ethan, that had full plate mail, and a chain with spikes, and a big axe with serrated blades, and maybe, if you think about it, 6 level fighters each, that's probably 7 feats in each head. You know, gave him like 14 feats. But the balance was, he didn't have the hit points. He just had 6 level fighter hit points / Ethan hit points. And the way we do points, and I gave him +4 on his strength, constitution, and dexterity. And maybe I was switching up and gave him more like +6 on strength, +6 on constitution, and I gave him +4 on dexterity. And that was my creature. So look at Monster Manual, grab an Ethan, give him +6 on strength, give him +6 on his con, give him like +2 on his dexterity, make him a 6 level fighter here, 6 level fighter here, full plate mill, a chain with spikes with a hook that he could grab you and bring you. Then when you drag you into him with force, because you fly towards him, the other hand attacks where you're in his threat range. And then 2 fighters and 4 attacks was deadly. And then you have a little wizard in the background, casting spells, haste, all kind of good stuff. That's just a combo I did, and I'm sharing that with you. Add some goblins, awesome encounter. Now, you do it all at once, it could be overwhelming. Learn how to do it, though. You got to learn how to bring that. Then you won't kill the people like that. But if you have an encounter like that, you will make the team act like a team. Instead of them acting like individual people and just getting killed. That's all I'm going to give you right now. Just a Papi Chulo DM saying, love you guys. Until next time.